Yo, RX back with another recap of UFC Vegas 82, Ailin versus Greg. We back to recap, and we are recapping a card that was maybe the most almost. It was not a good card. It was mid at best, and if I am calling it mid, which I think it was a very mid card, it's barely mid. It's like, it's not a bad card. I won't call it that. It was just barely not bad. The main card being pretty decent saved it because all this shit, Estevam, Motta, all this shit was until this, and this was good. But 6 bad fights, pretty underwhelming fights, that's bad. So, but nonetheless, we're gonna recap every fight, all 14, good, bad, or indifferent. Doesn't matter, we're recapping. And, yeah, so enough rambling, because that's all I fucking do. What I will say is, please like, comment, subscribe. 50 subs go by the end of the year. And unless I'm forgetting to say something, let's recap. I'm trying to think if I meant to say anything else. I can't think of it. I'm shocked. I know you're shocked I don't go into this with a script. But enough rambling. Let's recap. 14 fights in total. And we don't start off with a very good fight. Maybe one of the worst fights on the card. Maybe the second worst fight on the card, maybe. As we start tonight in the bantamweight division, sorry about that, with Rafael Estevam versus Charles Johnson. Yeah, this fight was pretty bad. The first 2 rounds, Estevam just controlled Johnson. About 10 minutes of ground control, it seemed, not far off. And then round 3, Johnson really woke up and was able to just pick apart Estevam on the feet. But the old, as the saying goes, too little, too late. And it was too little, too late for Charles Johnson, and Estevam won a clear 29-28 decision. They cruise and Felder try to pull the 10-8 card. No, can we stop trying to give out 10-8 like they're candy on Halloween? You earn a 10-8. How hard is it to beating someone up for 5 minutes ain't a 10-8. A 10-8 is Marnell Rodriguez and Michelle Waterson the first round of the rematch. A 10-8 is I could probably think of many. Actually, I think we have a 10-8 on this card in 2 fights, and I'll talk about that when I get to that fight. A 10-8's not, yeah, I beat him up for 5 minutes. I never dropped him. I never finished him. Or got close to, I just beat him up. That's not a fucking 10-8. So, enough. You earn a 10-8, okay? This ain't boxing. You don't get 10-8 for fucking showing up. You earn it, so. But, enough about that. I don't know why my voice is fucking gone. Estevam gets to win his UFC debut and looks very underwhelming. His game looks terrible. He showed no striking, a bad gas tank. Yes, he's good on the ground. He's pretty good on the ground. But besides that, he's not very good. Like, if his whole game plan is just to hold you on the ground for the first 10 minutes and then hope you don't finish him in the third, that's one of the worst game plans I've ever fucking heard. Like, that's bad. It worked here, because Charles Johnson ain't very good, but that won't work again and again. That people are gonna read that shit so easily and beat his ass. So, I get your debut. I'll give him benefit of the doubt. He needs to make weight, by the way. 2nd weight miss in a row. He missed weight for this fight, and that's why it got canceled. He missed weight for this fight. You either make weight or move up. Simple as that. You're not very short. You're 5'8". You could easily be a bantamweight. Move up if you can't fucking make weight. So, yeah, I'm not very impressed with Estevan's performance. It was boring for the first 10 minutes, and he just ran away for the last 5. So, yeah, very unimpressive debut against a not very good fighter. A veteran, a wise veteran who does know how to fight and does know, but just not very impressive by Estevam, especially compared to other performances people have had against Johnson. Like, Cody Durden's performance was way better. So, come on. You gotta do a little better. And if he does get stepped in competition, like, he's definitely someone I'm gonna be looking to fade in this next fight if it's a decent opponent. Like, I will definitely not be rushing to pick him because he looks very beatable. He looks like he's gonna get fraud checked super quickly. But you never know. You never know. And then talk about Charles Johnson. Really not much to say. It's Charles Johnson. What do you really expect? 3rd L in a row. That's pretty bad. I don't know if he gets cut. They might keep him for one more fight, which I don't hate, because necessarily he could have won this fight. So he would be 2-2 this year, and that's more reasonable. If they want to keep him around for one more fight, I'm fine with it. But he definitely needs to win his next fight if he does get another one, because his seat is getting very fucking hot. Like, it's starting to burn, so he really needs a good performance in his next fight, or he is looking for a new job. So, yeah, not very much to say. Like, Charles, this is not far from the Durden fight. The only difference from this and the Cody Durden fight is he didn't gas, and he woke up in the 3rd. The Durden fight was just Durden controlling him for 15 minutes. He was controlled for 10 minutes here and looked really good in the 3rd, so a little different. I guess it does look like his gas tank got a little better. That's good, but you need better takedown defense and get up game, so. But overall, he didn't look terrible, and he might get another fight, we'll see. I'm not sure. But yeah, we're not much more to say besides that, and who should they fight next? For Rafael Estevam, let's see. Coming off his debut, there's some options. With how bad he looked, I kind of think he should probably get a lower level dude. Cause again, he did not look very good. Like, so maybe, I don't want him against Daniel Perez. I think that's a pretty decent matchup. My voice is fucked right now. Yeah, I like that Daniel Perez fight. That 2 dudes who don't have a great gas tank. Ode's always a good option for someone to get tested by, but I think Ode beats him, to be honest. Yeah, I like that Daniel Perez fight. Daniel's coming off a loss in his debut, where he looked good, but he did lose. So I like that. I think that's a pretty decent option for for Rafael, and I'll do it. For Charles Johnson, on the other hand, if he does get another UFC fight, let's see, where the fuck is Charles? If he does get another fight, which I think he probably will, there's some options. Like, I would say, I wouldn't mind seeing him maybe versus Felipe Dos Santos. That kid's good. Salvador. Actually, I like that Salvador fight. That'd be a very intriguing fight. Yeah, I like that Salvador fight. Salvador, 2 L's in a row, really needs a win. Fucking Charles Johnson really needs a win. I like it. I would do it. So, yeah, not very more to say. Yeah, pretty bad fight to start tonight. Very bad debut for Estevam. Very underwhelming fight overall. And, yeah, not a great way to start the card. Only thing left to say is who should they fight next? I like Rafael Estevam versus Daniel Perez. And I like Charles Johnson versus Vinicius Salvador. Estevam you cannot give him a really big step up yet because he didn't look good here. And Johnson and Salvador both need a win. If Johnson gets another fight, I think that fight would make a lot of sense. So, let's do it. Not really much more to say. Not a good fight to start tonight. After that, we had our second fight of the night. Fight that wasn't very good. It's kind of whatever in my opinion. As we have Trey Ogden versus Nikolas Motta. Pretty much for the whole fight, Ogden was just was a step ahead of Motta. I think you could give Motta round 2, and I did have it 1-1, but you could easily have it 2-0 Ogden. And then in the third round, Ogden was just controlling. Because in the first 2 rounds, it was pretty much on the feet. 1 or 2 takedowns, pretty much Ogden was just doing good work on the feet. Nice jab, all that. And then in round 3, really just took him down and controlled him. And then late in the round, he locked in a arm triangle choke, and the ref stopped it. Motta did not show he was still there. You know, he clearly was. Just a weird referee by Mike Beltran. And, yeah, Ogden gets the win. I know, so it's no contest. I don't care. Ogden won this fight. So, yeah, that's all. Like, this was a win for Trey Ogden. He was going to win decision anyway. Or he was going to sub him, so who cares? Ogden won this fight. Yeah, not a very great fight. Again, for pretty much for the first 10 minutes, Ogden was just a step ahead. Motta could take round 2. He did land a couple good shots, but he was going to lose round 3 because he was already controlled most of the round. It was already late in the round, I believe. About 3.5 minutes in, yeah. So, it was pretty much over. Ogden was I thought Motta was going to get up and do anything, so, yeah. To talk about Trey Ogden, well, he's at 500 again in UFC, and a nice 2-2 record. Yeah, I don't know what to think of Ogden. Is he a bad fighter? I don't know. I guess he's a coach now. From what they talk about, he's a coach now. Yeah, Mike Brito, I think he coaches Garrett Armsfield also. So I wonder if that's gonna really fuck with him over time, being a coach. Because, like, I think someone like James Krause is an example, due to just after he really became a full-time coach, he really never got back into fighting. So, I wonder if that's really gonna fuck with him. And, like, he didn't look bad here, actually looked pretty decent. So, I'm interested to see if being a coach more and more will hurt him. So, but yeah, he looked pretty decent in this fight. He was just pretty much better than Motta in most of the fight. Like, even the round that was pretty close. It was a very uneventful round, as is. So, yeah. Ogden's a weird fighter. Though Huber picked him, or not though Huber, Ignacio Bahamondes picked him apart, but what can you do? He went to a close fight with Jordan Levitt on short notice, and he beat though Huber, and he beat Motta. So, 2-2, and those 2 losses against 2 pretty decent fighters. Can't really get mad at. I don't know, Ogden's a weird fighter. He's very... I can't get a read on him if he's good or bad. I'm interested to see who they match him up with next. I think there's some good options, and I'm definitely will consider picking him in his next fight if it's a decent enough option, because he looked decent here. He looked pretty good. So, nothing Nikolas Motta's a good fighter, he's not, but or looking good against him means anything, but he just don't look bad. To talk about his opponent, Nikolas Motta. Motta, it's just not really a good fighter. Like, yes, he ran through Cameron Van Camp, but who hasn't? Jim Miller killed him. Manuel Torres, I think, literally killed him. And then he got beat here. Like, he's just not a good fighter. And I see him having one more UFC fight before hitting the bricks, because he's just not good. He has power, and that's about it. His striking's not very clean. His ground game's not great. His gas tank ain't too good. He's just not a very good fighter. And I think that we'll not be seeing him in the UFC much longer. He probably gets cut next year. Like, early next year, he'll probably fight pretty quickly. And, like, I think he'll probably get cut. So, yeah. Not very much to say. Motta's not a good fighter. And, yeah, I don't know. They're going to give him a step down, and he'll probably lose it. So, yeah. But the only thing I have to say is, who should they fight next? For Trey Ogden coming off a win, there's some options. I think you give him a pretty okay fight. Who could he fight? I Ottman and Zaitar, I actually like that matchup. Ottman and Ogden. I like that. Ottman really needs a fucking win. I don't hate it. Loic ain't a bad option. Loic coming off a pretty bad performance. Hell, Manuel Torres. Nah. I really like that Ottman and Zaitar fight. I think that's a pretty decent fight. Like, I'm trying to see if there's if Ottman matches up with any of these guys much better. Not really, and he's looked terrible since he's come back, so I think I like that Ottman and Trey Ogden fight. I think that's a pretty decent fight. And yeah, I like it. I think that's really could test both, because Ottman on paper, if you look back at Ottman before that Revolt fight, you think he kills Ogden. But to be honest, I might pick Ogden in that fight. So yeah, I like to fight Trey Ogden and Ottman as Zaitar. I like it. Book it. And then for Nick Motta, feed him to someone who needs the win. Like, I don't know, or a guy coming off Contender Series. You can give him, let's see, who, like, Lando Venata is always there. I think he's still in the UFC. Alex Munoz. Fucking Abdul Karim Al-Sawadi. That'd be a good debut for Akeem. Or Abdul Karim, my bad. Yeah, just feed him to someone. You got some good options. Like, I guess I would say, yeah, if I give Lando a quick win, like, he deserves it. Yeah, just give Lando Venata a win. Cause I'm not really seeing anyone else here. So, yeah, not much to say. Very fine fight. Ogden got a nice win. If he better got the win money as well. That's the main thing I care about. It's like, Ogden better got his win money. If they didn't give him his win money, that's complete fucking bullshit. And yeah, Motta's not very good. And only thing left to say is who should they fight next. I like Trey Ogden versus Ottman Zaitar. And I like Nikolas Motta versus Lando Venata. Ogden and Zaitar, as weird as that fight sounds, I think it does make sense for both. Motta and Lando, get Lando a quick win. Why not? It actually would probably be a pretty entertaining fight, so do it. Not very much more to say. Good win for Trey Ogden. He better got the win money. After that, my worst prediction of the night. I hope you didn't listen to me and bet on one of these on the underdog here, because I'm a fucking idiot and I tell you bad information. This is why you'll never see me give out betting predictions or bets, because I'm an idiot and I would fucking hate to give out a prediction that loses someone money. I think if people who do that are bad people or anything, you do you. That's not my vibe. I give out breakdowns. I don't give out betting breakdowns. I talk about the betting odds because I do think betting is an interesting thing, but I don't give out I don't bet. I probably never will. I think that the can of worms I would rather keep sealed. So yeah, about to stop rambling so I can talk about the next fight. Third fight of the night. Okay fight. As we have Ailin Perez versus Lucie Pudilová. Fucking Lucie, you really fucked me here. In the first two rounds, Perez just manhandled Pudilová, out-wrestled her, ground and pound her. I think round 2 was a 10-8, and to go to my point, round 2 of this fight, if you missed it, watch it, that's a 10-8 round. Dominate. Actually, I want to look at the stats for this. I actually really want to look at the stats for this. That's not going to tell me what I want. I don't know, maybe it will. Yeah, I want to look at the fucking stats for this fight, but yeah, it was just pure domination. Can I look at the stats? No? Okay, I'm gonna do it this way. But yeah, Ailin just dominated. God, why is this site so ass, bruh? Yeah, where are the stats for this? I want it, cause this is a 10-8 round. Fucking, god damn it, why is the site so doo-doo? But yeah, that round 2, and then in round 3, Pudilová did get on top and do good work, but it was too little too late, just like the Charles Johnson fight. I come prepared always. Here we go. I want to look at round 2. This is a 10-8. 66 strikes to 2. 1 takedown. 25 significant strikes. What was the control time? Does it show? No, it doesn't show, but she pretty much was on top for the whole round. This is a 10-8 round. This is not. This is not. No knockdowns. No nothing. You just beat up a dude for 5 minutes. You didn't do anything. That's not a 10-8. This is a 10-8. Thank you. That was my point I wanted to prove, and I think I proved it very fucking well. If you disagree, I don't give a shit. So, but back to my point. Yeah, Lucie didn't even show up to this fight till the 3rd round. She almost got a submission, and she probably could have got a nice ground and pound finish, but yeah, she just fucking shit the bed. Plain and simple as that. I'll talk about Ailin first. Definitely a very weird fight week for her. So apparently, I'll just get into it now. Apparently she got into a fight with Jocelyn Edwards in the PI on Tuesday, and that's why her eye was fucked up. Apparently her and her coach jumped Jocelyn and started a fight for no reason, and they beat Jocelyn up. But if someone's lying, either Jocelyn or Ailin. Probably Ailin, I feel, because her story seems very odd as Jocelyn, that she seems pretty, I could see it, but I don't know. It could be either way. And then, she fucking missed weight, then made it, and then went to the hospital, and the fight was still on? Weird week for Ailin Perez. So, but she gets her 2nd UFC win, and it was not bad. It was not a bad performance. She dominated for the first 10 minutes and walked away with a W. All she had to do was survive the 3rd, and she did. Yeah, she looked fine. We really saw. I actually don't think we saw any striking by either in this fight. It was a grappling match, and it was not bad. Ailin, the gas tank looked pretty fine. It was able to last. She didn't seem that tired in the 3rd. She just seemed like she knew she had to survive. And Lucie was really waking up, so she's not really going to try and fight fire with fire. And, yeah, Ailin, I don't think is a bad fighter. Her ground game's really good. Her striking, the little we've seen of it in the UFC, is not terrible. It's just not great. And she's not bad. If she doesn't get cut, because if Jocelyn's story is true, yeah, Ailin should get cut. Because if you and your coach are attacking another fighter for no reason, then you're getting cut. So, well, whatever. But yeah, nice win for Ailin, and a huge step up in competition. Going from Ashley Evans-Smith to Lucie Pudilová is a giant step up, and good win for Ailin. Ailin's not a bad fighter, only 29 years old, and could make waves. Her striking improves. She can make some waves in that division. I'm not saying can go far. I still think her mind ain't fully on MMA. I think eventually that will fuck with her, but she looked fine. She looked fine in this fight. And to talk about Lucie, why the fuck did you not start fighting till the 3rd round? If she fought like she did in the 3rd round, in the first, even in the fucking 2nd round, she would have won this fight. I still think she's a better fighter. And I fucking defended you. Her record does not fucking resemble how good Lucie is. When Lucie actually fucking shows up to fight, she fights. She won these 2 fights. Why the fuck did she not even try in this one? Very annoying. As someone who picked her as a dog, I put a fucking finish in here because I thought, with how fucked up Perez's week has been, Pudilová can get a finish, and then she does nothing for 10 minutes. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? That's why I don't bet. Imagine if I actually did bet on this. I'd fucking flip out. But whatever. I'm annoyed. And Lucie, you really fucking disappointed me. Really disappointed. Only thing left to do now is who should they fight next? For Ailin, it's super obvious. If I only need to say who. That story I just told, it's Jocelyn Edwards. You have to book that fight now. If that story is, the only part of that story I actually know is true, they got into a fight. So you gotta book that fight. I don't care when. I know Jocelyn's hurt. Had surgery, her wrist or something, arm. So she can't fight immediately. But whenever Jocelyn's ready to go, that's the fight to book. Ailin and Jocelyn, book it. That's a good fight. I want to see it. They're gonna fucking try and kill each other, and it will be very entertaining. Book it. For Lucie Pudilová, not as good of things to say. I'm not really sure who she could fight. Like, Vidal's not a bad option. Stephanie Egger's right there. Haley Cowan is right there. Yeah, I don't mind. I wouldn't mind seeing her versus Stephanie Egger. I think that's fine. Yeah, I like that fight. Like, neither have a fight right now. Two veterans, fine, book it. I don't care. Can't be that bad of a fight. If they need to fight someone, why not each other? So yeah, book it. Yeah, not really much more to say about this fight. Good performance by Ailin. She fought smart and then she survived. And through all the bullshit of the week, if once whichever side of the story is true, either way, to come into a fight and win, good job. If Jocelyn's story is true though, then you're a bitch. Yeah. And only thing left to say is who should they fight next? Of course, you gotta do Ailin, Perez, and Jocelyn Edwards. And for Lucie, I say she should fight Egger. Ailin and Edwards, again, self-explanatory. Pudilová and Egger, two veterans. Why not do it? Could be a decent fight. Book it. That's all I gotta say. Weird fight week. After that, we get to the best fight of the shitty 7 fight, the first fights of the night. And we have a shockingly crazy knockout and very good performance, and another underdog performing on this card. As we have in our first fight of the night, Jeka Saragih versus Lukas Alexander. Wow, Jeka is pretty good. So they didn't, like, it was a pretty even fight for about a minute, and then Lucas, I forget how they got to the ground, but Lucas got up, he spun out of, like, takedown attempt, and then Jeka just timed a right hand perfectly, hurt him bad, dropped him, he got up, got dropped again against the cage, and, got finished. What a performance by Jeka Saragih. Like, he's showing that, like, of course I'm gonna talk about him first. He showed that fucking road to UFC form. He's powerful, and it's interesting to see him at 145. At 55, like, with his size, he's a little undersized for 55. 45 is definitely more his weight class, and he showed it. He looked pretty good here. Like, I know it's only 91 seconds, but still, vicious knockout, a lot of power for a featherweight. He could do good work. We didn't really see too much for the ground game, although we did see it was pretty whatever. If he improves the ground game, he could be good. So, yeah, Jeka's showing that road to UFC form, and I'm very interested to see how he looks in the next fight, because he's coming off a giant win, getting a bonus, the only Indonesian fighter, so he's carrying that with pride. Good win for Jeka, man. I'm interested to see how he does in the UFC, coming off of a lot of momentum. Didn't take any damage, so he could fight probably pretty quickly. And yeah, very interesting shit by Jeka. Good performance. For Lucas, really little to say. He's now 1-2 in the UFC. I'll say he's 1-1. I'll throw away that Brito fight because it wasn't fair. I can't get a read on this dude. Another one, like. He looked great against Stephen Peterson. He actually didn't look that bad in this fight. He was having good moments. He got clipped. Yeah, I think Lucas has I think Lucas can beat unranked guys, but he would never beat, like, high-level unranked guys. So, like, beating Stephen Peterson, especially how dominantly he did beat him, actually makes sense now. And, yeah, He's just not a very great fighter. He's a passable fighter. So he's not very good, and it shows. So, and he has a very young record, 8-4. So he's very green still. I don't know. He's a weird one. He's definitely a weird fighter. To be honest, he might have been overconfident coming into this fight. I thought a few people say that. Might be fucking true. So, yeah, I'm interested to see how he bounces back from this, how rattled he is after this, and, yeah. Not very much to say about a dude who got knocked down 91 seconds. Only thing left to say is, who should they fight next? For Jeka, coming off a great knockout. I'm very interested to see who they give him. I think he deserves a good opponent. Who should that be? I don't know. I'll tell you in a second. How about how about Jeka versus Blake Builder? Yeah, I like that. Blake coming off, out of all, that's the one that stuck out the most. Francis Marshall, that's Francis just gonna lose that. Isaac Dolgarian, that's not a terrible one. And then besides that, TJ Brown got cut, Austin Lingo sucks, Mach Wan's gone, Mike Trezano, I like that Blake Builder fight. It's not too, Blake coming off a very bad performance of his first career loss. This could be a good fight for him. Both guys hungry, both, don't need, Blake kinda needs a win, but Jeka coming off flying high, that could be good. I think that could be a good fight. See how Blake has improved since, and yeah, I like that fight. I doubt they actually do that one, because they want to give Blake a easier fight, but I like that fight. And then for Lucas Alexander, just go back to the drawing board. He could fight Francis Marshall. I don't hate that, actually. Jung Young Lee, the Korean Tiger and the Lion, that'd be funny. You do that. I don't know. I don't know what you do with Alexander. You got a lot of options for him, so I'm interested to see what they will do. I won't give him a fight idea really, because I'm not sure. There's many options, but I will give Jeka one, and I like the Blake Builder fight. So yeah. Not very much more to say about this fight. Very good performance by Jeka. Definitely the highlight of the prelims. And I'm happy he did get the bonus he deserved. So, good shit. And who should they fight next? I like Jeka Saragih versus Blake Builder and Lucas Alexander. I really don't know. I really don't know. So, yeah, good performance by Jeka. After that, I'm not going to waste your time with this fight. This fight was terrible. Too slow, shitty, low-level heavyweights going at it for 15 minutes. It was as dreadful as it sounds, and I'm just going to skip it. Both these guys suck. Mick Parkin ain't good. I still don't know why Machado got signed. Cut both. God damn, they suck. Speaking of shitty fighters, another can versus can battle. Not gonna waste your time here. COD beat up a can, and the dude still sucks. Cut Tiuliulin. COD is gonna lose again when he fights a real fighter. Another can versus can. Not wasting your time. Now we get to the last bad fight on the card, and the last low level, but actually we'll talk about this fight because I respect these two more than the other 4 fighters I just skipped over. As we get to our last bad fight of the card with Jose Johnson versus Chad Anheliger. Pretty much for 2 rounds, Jose was able to just use his size as an advantage. Chad had his moments, but pretty much it was Jose Johnson's fight. He was able to do really good work. with his size underground, he's able to scramble out of things a lot easier being giant. And then in the third round, it was much of the same until he locked in a rear naked choke, was it? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, rear naked choke, and he got to submission. Good shit by Jose Johnson. Like, if the dude can consistently make weight, even though I don't like a 6-foot dude fighting at bantamweight, that's getting insane. He looked good, and if he can make weight, which he has perfectly both times, then he could be a real problem in this division. His takedown defense looked a little better. He wasn't fighting like a fucking Marab, but he's fighting a dude who does shoot takedowns, and he looked better. He looked improved. His striking was good. He was using teep kicks really well early in the fight. He's getting better at fighting with, like, using his reach as an advantage, and he looked good. So if he can keep improving, he's only 28, very young to his career still, and he looked good here. So his first real fight on a full camp, not bad. So I'm interested to see how Jose does, and being this tall at bantamweight, I think can really cause people problems, and he looked improved. He looked really improved in this fight, and I'm impressed. To talk about Chad Anheliger, yeah, he sucks. Not very much to say. He had a few moments in this fight. He didn't look terrible, but he's just not good. Dude's 36 years old. How old was he on a Contender Series? Dude was already 34, almost 35. Why'd they sign him? I don't get it. He has not impressed me at all in any of his fights, and they'll probably give him one more fight to lose and then get cut. You can throw him on, like, you're probably not going to throw him on 287 by now, but maybe if they go back to, like, they want to go to Canada a couple times next year, you can throw him on that card, give him one last chance and see how he does. Besides that, he's just not a good fighter, and I think it's, he'll probably be out to UFC but again, him and, what's his face? Fucking Nikolas Motta will be joining each other in the chopping block probably next year. So, hey, they can both go to Bellator. They'll probably win a belt because how shit that promotion is. Or PFL. So, yeah, not very much more to say besides who should they fight next. For Jose Johnson, I think there's some interesting matchups for him. I'm very interested to see who they do match him up with. Who do I think they should match him up with? I think, that would be fucking interesting. Rinya Nakamura, like this super good wrestler versus this tall motherfucker. I like it. I like that a lot, actually. Like, how much of a pain would that be for Rinya? Christian Quinones ain't bad either, but I really like that Rinya fight for Jose too. Like, his tall-ass frame against Rinya. That could be really entertaining. I might say do that fight, and I think that's a pretty fun fight. I'm trying to see, is there a better fight for Rinya? Not really, especially since he's coming off a pretty lackluster performance. Yeah, I think I like that fight. Fuck it, do it. And the tall dude versus the really good wrestler. And if Jose wants to improve his wrestling, that's the fight to do it. So, yeah, I say Rinya Nakamura and Jose Johnson. Sounds like a good fight to me. And then for Chad Anheliger, if he does get another fight, where's his bitch ass? If he does get another fight, you can feed him to a bunch of people. Dan Argueta, fucking Dan Argueta, yeah, Payton Talbot even. A bunch of people. Who cares who he fights? Just Chad Anheliger. But yeah, just feed him to someone saying, yeah. Not really much to say. Pretty good performance by Jose Johnson. The dude is looking a lot improved. And who should he fight next? I'd like to see Jose fight Rinya Nakamura. I think that could be really interesting to see how Rinya would handle Jose's giant frame for bantamweight, and I think it'd be very entertaining. So book it. Chad Anheliger, no one cares. Simple as that. good performance for Jose. And now for the last prelim, a very good fight and a crazy finish, as we have Joanderson Brito versus Jonathan Pearce. So in round 1 it was very close. Brito was doing good work on feet. Pearce was trying to clinch up with him. It could go either way. I scored for JSP. I think he had better moments. But then in round 2, he was really controlling Brito from, like, he took him down immediately. And for most round he controlled until Brito was able to get up against the cage and lock in a ninja choke. And he subbed JSP, man. Very impressive shit. It's actually funny, right before, like, Brito got up, Pearce said, "Get up and do something." Some shit like that. It's like, you fucked up. And he fucked up. And he got his ass tapped. Paused. He got beat. Like, not much to say. What a fucking performance what a finish by Joanderson Brito. He looked better. My big question going into this fight was, if it goes deep, how does his gas tank hold up? It looked great. Like, he didn't look that gassed at all in the second round, and it went pretty late into the second. He didn't look gassed at all. He actually looked pretty good. So if his gas tank's under wraps, he's gonna be a problem in that division. He's good. If he touches your chin, you're gonna die. And if he can hang on the ground with Jonathan Pearce, dude, this game over, bruh. This man's a problem. And Brito, he's good. He's really good. And again, if he can get better, I fear for 45, because they're gonna have a problem on their hands. I don't think they'll be able to handle too well. Jonathan Brito's really good. Talk about JSP, not very much to say. He's winning the fight and got caught. Not like it happens. Kamaru Usman, anyone? Like, he was doing good work. He got caught. A year layoff. And what can he do? He was knocked the rust off, and by the time he did, he was getting choked. So, yeah, can't really get mad at Joanderson Brito. Yeah, let alone he lost to Joanderson Brito, who's great. And you were winning that fight anyway, so, yeah, it happens. What can you do? Go back to the drawing board, reset, and come back better. I still think JSP is a very good fighter. And, yeah, I hope he can bounce back, because, again, I do think dude has a lot of talent. He just got caught. Can't get mad at it. Can't get mad. But, yeah, besides that, only thing left to say is, who should they fight next? For Joanderson Brito, I think with our first ranked fight, I'll say, and I think he should get a ranked fight. I've said the winner of this fight should fight a ranked guy, and I'm going to say he should fight Leroy Murphy. Murphy shouldn't be ranked anyway. Brito deserves that ranking 10 times more than Murphy does. And I think that'd be a really good fight. Let's see Murphy really get tested, because he's fought a bunch of nobodies. Like, and when he did fight, he lost this fight to Gabriel Santos. So, yeah, I like it. Joanderson Brito versus Leroy Murphy. Goddamn, sorry about that. I just hit my computer. Didn't mean to do that. Yeah, I like that fight. I think that'd be a pretty good fight. And, yeah, let's see who walks out with that ranking. I think I know who that would be. It's not Leroy Murphy. I'll just say Brito smashes Murphy. Murphy's not good. He's gonna get fraud checked very soon. I can't wait. And then for JSP, just go back to the drawing board, keep your head up, and come back. Who could he fight? Nathaniel Wood's a good option. Damon Jackson's a good option. Yeah, either one of those two options I think is a very good option. I'd say Damon Jackson. That'd be a good one. I don't think that fight happened. And I'm pretty sure that fight did not happen. Yeah, yeah, I like that fight a little more than I like the other one I named. Nathaniel Wood. So yeah, I like that fight. JSP and Damon Jackson. Both, like, Jackson really needs a win. JSP coming off a loss. Makes sense in my book. Do it. JSP wins that fight, let's be honest. So, yeah. Not very much to say. Really good fight between two really good featherweights, and what a shocking submission. Only thing left to say is who should I fight next? I like Joanderson Brito versus Leroy Murphy, and I like Johnson Pearce versus Damon Jackson. Brito deserves a ranking, and he could smash Murphy real quick, pause, and Pearce can get back on track with a nice win over Damon Jackson. Not very much to say. Two talented fighters had a good fight. I'm shocked. This card needed talent. It had very little. And then, so, yeah, those are the prelims. Fine prelims. Actually, I lie. Terrible prelims. Outside of Jeka and Brito, you could skip everything. Boring, forgettable, not too great, garbage, meh. If you missed, just watch Jeka and Brito, that's all you need. But now we head to the main card, which was pretty good. A very solid main card. Every fight was decent. And let's begin with a fight I'm not excited to talk about because I still don't know how to say this dude's fucking name. We start the main card with a fight that was very interesting between Myktybek Orolbai versus Uros Medic. Myktybek. I think it's Myktybek. I forget how they said it, but it's something along those lines. I'm gonna say Orolbai. Yeah, in round one, Uros landed some really good shots, made Orolbai shoot, and after he did, he just kept Uros on the mat for all round one. Round two comes, he shoots again, gets him to the ground, and he dominates until he gets a neck crank late in the second and wins. I'll talk about Myktybek first. He looked great. Like, on 4 days' notice against a tough dude like Uros Medic, he looked fantastic. My big statement of this fight is, I can't wait to see this dude on a full camp if he looked this good on 4 days' notice. Like, if he looked this good on 4 days, I want to see him on a full camp. This dude could be a problem if he's looking this good with 4 days. And he's gonna move down to lightweight. He could be interesting, man. He could be a good name to keep an eye on. 25 years old, 12-1-1. I'm interested. I'm very interested to see how he looks in the UFC with a full camp. And again, you beat Uros Medic on 4 days' notice. That's pretty impressive. Uros is no pushover. He's not a great fighter. He's not a world beater. But he's not a joke. And Orolbai just controlled him. I said this on Twitter, and I think the perfect way to describe this fight, he fought the perfect fight against Uros Medic. All you have to do against Uros is you can't strike with Uros. Most people can't. You wrestle him, gas him out, and win. That's what Orolbai did. Just really good performance by this dude. I'm very excited to see how he does in the future with a full camp. Could be a real name to keep an eye on. To talk about Uros, not very much to say. He lost to a really good fighter on short notice. I still think 170 is the perfect weight class for him. He did look better. He didn't look as gassed. Like, he was breathing pretty heavy, like, end of the first and the second. But I think that's just because he was getting wrestled so much. So, I think, keep your head up, come back better. And I'm interested to see how he continues his 170 run, because 170 is his weight class. He can't fight at lightweight. His gas tank's too fucked up there. 170 is the weight class for him, and he looked good. Like, in the little striking we did see, he looked good. And now, let's see him get back to the drawing board. Not very much to say. The only thing left to say is, who should they fight next? Well, for Orolbai, he's going to be moving down. So, let me put on lightweight. I don't know if he should move down, but whatever. Who could he fight? There's some options. I think he deserves a pretty decent opponent. I wouldn't mind seeing him versus Christoph Iago, saying a terrible option. Faraz Ziam ain't a bad option. Mike Davis ain't terrible. There's some good options here. There's some pretty good options. I'm not sure which one I would go with. I'm trying to figure that out. I like him versus Faraz Ziam could be a good one. I think that could be a pretty good fight. Mike Davis, even, that wouldn't be terrible. But I think Ziam would be a good one. Ziam, who is good on the ground, could make that interesting. Not really seeing anyone on this page like Loic Razabov, but that'd be pretty much a layup, I think. Yeah, I think I like that fight with Faraz Ziam. I think it'd be a pretty good fight. I'm not really sure. I think I said Faraz could fight someone else last week, but I don't remember, so I don't care. And yeah, I like that fight. I do like that fight. And then for Uros, Medic, there's some good options for him. Like, he just needs to get back on track, and you can fight a couple names. Josh Quinlan I like. I think that'd be a good one. That was actually who wasn't meant to step in for this fight until they called Orolbai, which is interesting. Yeah, I like that Josh Quinlan fight. Like, who was meant to step in, book it. So, I like that fight. And that fight would be very fun, because those two would strike, someone's going out. So, yeah, I like that. Yeah, not very much more to say. Great debut for Myktybek, Orolbai, on 4 days notice. Mad respect. I'm interested to see how he does on a full camp, moving down. Let's see how he does. And who should they fight next? I like Orolbai versus Faraz Ziam, and I like Uros Medic versus Josh Quinlan. Ziam could be a really good test for Orolbai at 55, and Medic and Quinlan was meant to happen, so let's book it. Not very much more to say. Good fight to open the main card, and a good debut. After that, we go to the best fight of the night, and what a war this was. A banger in the women's strawweight division between Amanda Ribas and versus Luana Pinheiro. What a war! With these two, I'm not too shocked. This was a fucking war. How these two psychopaths fight, and it was a great fight. Round 1, Pinheiro landed way better shots, but like Pinheiro always does, she always looks good in round 1. Then in round 2 hits, and Ribas really wakes up. Pinheiro starts gassing, and Ribas takes the round, looks really good. Round 3 comes, and Pinheiro's really gassed by this point, and Ribas just picks her apart until she lands a picture perfect. Probably, I can tell you right now, the thumbnail of this video will be the spinning heel kick Edson Barboza style. She hits on Pinheiro, which really hurts her. 2 more shots, she drops her, and then a couple ground and pound shots. Amanda Ribas wins by TKO. Wow, what a fight. Fun fight. Should have got 5 tonight, but Ribas got a bonus anyway, which is perfect. Amanda Ribas is a fucking animal. Her grit, her heart is fucking crazy. She goes in there for war, and very few can fucking match her in fucking grit and determination. Very few can, and she's good. Ribas is good, and she's getting better. 30 years old. She is still very hittable, but what can you do? She's good, and her heart and determination can lead her to wins. And actually, she's like, with the amount of grit she has, she's the perfect person to beat Pinheiro. Pinheiro's the complete opposite. Pinheiro fights very fun, but she has no fucking heart. She gasses easily. She's very easy to beat. Ribas is far from that. Ribas comes to fight every fucking time. And she's good, man. Ribas is good. I guess she's staying at strawweight also, which I do like. She did good work up at flyweight. She didn't look bad. She beat Shukagan, but strawweight is her weight class, I think. And she could stay at flyweight and do good work. Let's be honest. She already beat fucking Araujo. She could beat Murphy. She already beat Shukagan. She could beat Cortez. She could beat Andrew Lee. She can give the young fighters a good test. But I like her at strawweight. It is her weight class. And she only had a couple fights at flyweight. Like, she's only had 3? No. 2. No, 3, my bad. Yeah, she's had 3 fights at strawweight, and she did good. She did good in them, but flyweight's her weight class, so. And I'm happy she's staying down there. So, yeah, man, flyweight lost Andrade and Ribas in the span of a week. Most likely Andrade. I don't know if she's actually going to stay at strawweight, but she should. But, yeah. Ribas is an animal, man. She's really good. To talk about Luana Pinheiro, I'm going to say this. Like, Pinheiro, if you want to call this a fraud checking, I'm going to say this is a fraud checking, not because Pinheiro's a bad fighter. Pinheiro's not a bad fighter. Let's get that straight. I don't think I ever said she was a bad fighter. If I did, I didn't put it in the right context. Pinheiro's not a bad fighter. The reason I think you can call this a fraud checking all that is because she is ranked in this division so high for no reason. Why is she in the top 10? She had 3 wins in the UFC, against 3 bad fighters who she didn't even look good against, and you put her at 9th? She beat 2 unranked fighters and then Joanderson, who, even when that fight happened, I think Joanderson was only like fucking 12th. Why is Pinheiro ranked so high? If you're trying to push her, which that's why, again, my question is why? She's not good. So, she's not good enough to be ranked, is what I should say. She's a very good, like, if you throw her in there with the unranked strawweights, like Aspen Lucindo, Yasmin Hauagui, Polyana Viana, fucking, Vanessa Demopoulos, etc., she could do good work. I think she could win some, lose some, but in the rankings, like, take away these 3, well, actually, Angel Hill would beat her, take away, and maybe even Carolina. Like, I don't know, outside of Waterson, who would she really beat in the rankings? Carolina, maybe. Hill would beat her. Ricci would beat her. Lupi would kill her. Ribas just beat her. Dern would beat her. Marina would beat her. Jandaroba would beat her. Andrade would beat her. So, she's just not good enough to be ranked. In my opinion, she's shown nothing to be ranked 9th in the strawweight division. There's not only fucking 8 plus the champion better fighters than Luana Pinheiro in that division. You're fucking lying if you tell me that. So, yeah, this is a fraud checking, not because Pinheiro's a bad fighter, because she's ranked too high, is what I'll say. She's not a bad fighter. I think Pinheiro is a talented fighter. She's just not in top 10 worthy. She's not in top 15 worthy, in my humble opinion. That's what I'll say. Now, the last thing for me to say is, who should they fight next? For Amanda Ribas, I'm not sure. Though now she's going to be ranked 9th. Who could she fight? She already fought Mackenzie Dern a couple years back. She's not going to fight down, so Lupi's off the table, Ricci's off the table. Jandaroba should fight Godinez, Andrade should fight Marina. Amanda Lemos? I like that fight. I think that's the fight to do, Amanda Ribas and Amanda Lemos. I don't think they're training partners. They fight nothing alike. Marajo. I like, cause I'm trying to, making her fight down. Who would she fight that's under her? Lupi? Why? Ricci? No. Hill? No. Maybe Hill, but I'd rather see Pinheiro fight Hill at that fucking point. Amanda Lemos and Amanda Ribas. That's the fight to do. A, oh my god, that fight would be amazing. And B, Lemos coming off a title loss is only a cut. She deserves it. She should fight down. Cause who could Lemos fight? She's not gonna fight any of these 3. She's not gonna fight Andrade again. She's not gonna fight Jandaroba or Rodriguez or Dern. Ribas and Lemos. That's a great fight. Book it. I just saw that fight right now. I love it. Book it. And then for Luana Pinheiro, which I think is the more interesting of the two, I have no idea who she fights. Ricci? Because Godinia should fight Jandiroba, Hill should fight Carolina. Ricci, I guess? I don't hate it. I actually kind of like that fight. Both coming off losses. I like that fight. Who did I think Ricci should fight last week? Did I say the loser of this fight? If I did, then I'm smart. I know, I think it was Luma Luke Boomy. I think I like this fight more. Pinheiro and Ricci. Makes a lot of sense. Both coming off losses. They'll be ranked, a spot away from each other? Like, I think you should move both of these two up. I like it. Ricci and Pinheiro? Book it. I think that's a really solid fight. 11 is less than 12. Thanks, Topology. I like it. I like both those fights I just named. Another battle of Brazilians. But, I like that. I like those fights. I really like both of them. I think those could be really great fights, so book them. But, yeah, really great fight, and really great performance by Amanda Ribas, showing why she has has some of the most heart in women's MMA. And, yeah, who should they fight next? I love Amanda Ribas versus Amanda Lemos. Banger. And I love Luana Pinheiro versus Tepsa Ricci. Banger. Book both. I don't need to explain why to book both anymore. They are two great fights. Ribas and Lemos could be on a pay-per-view. And fuck you if you disagree. That fight's so good, it could be on pay-per-view. Book both those fights. Bangers. After that, we head to our third fight of the main card. Not going to say much about this fight. It was very predictable. As we have Payton Talbot versus Nick Aguirre. In round 1, Nick controlled Payton for 5 minutes, no one cares. In round 2 is when the fight actually started. Payton did good work, beat the shit out of Nick, and then in round 3, Nick was done. Payton just was able to beat him up, lock in the rear naked choke, get the win. With a rear naked choke? Yep. Get the win. I'll talk about Payton Talbot first. This dude's really fucking good. Like, he's still a little green, but a little bit of improvement in his game, wrestling game mainly. This kid could be a top 15 dude. He's really good. And I can't wait to see him like get better and climb the rankings in the UFC. Like, dude's only 25 years old. He's really good, and I really see a lot of potential in this guy. I think he can really go far. And I feel like looking back on it, like looking at Payton Talbot in 5, 6, 7 years from now, when he is in his 30s, I'm interested to see if he's a champion or fighting for the belt, top 15, top 5 dude. I could see it. This dude's really talented, and I'm very excited to see him get better. Because he's already great as is. Let's see him get better. And that's a scary proposition, that he can get better. I'm very interested. Very, very, very interested to see how he improves. So, and yeah, I'm happy even he was not too impressive with his performance, which tells me he will improve from this fight, and that's perfect. Great debut for Payton. And for Nick, he sucks. Nothing more to say. He just cut him. No one cares. The star of the show is Payton Talbot, and who should he fight next? I think there's so many good options for him. There's so fucking many, and you can go so many. Cody Gibson would be a fucking mental fight. I'm not really sure, because are they gonna give him another like layup fight is what I'm wondering now. Nothing right there I'm loving. I like that Cody Gibson fight, that'd be real entertaining. But I think that match rank would be a little weird to an extent. Fernie Garcia is the king of just getting beat by these young dudes. So, I'm not sure who he can fight, to be honest. Like, I think you got some options, but I don't know. I'm interested to see who they do give him. You got a lot of good options, and I'm really interested to see who they do pick, because I think it'd be interesting. That Cody Gibson fight's really looking good, but I doubt they do that, so I don't know. I wish I had a fight idea for Payton. There's so many options, but I really don't see any of them screaming out, this is the fight you do. So, I'm not giving him a fight idea. I can't wait to see him fight again. Hope he fights again soon. Kid's really good. Put him on the O'Malley card, please. Put him on the Sean O'Malley card, March 299. Please put him on the O'Malley card. That's what I want to see on it the most. Book it. Book him on that card against anyone. Just book him. So, great debut for Payton Talbot. This kid could be a real problem in bantamweight for the next 10 years. And I can't wait to see him get better. Payton Talbot is here. I'm excited. After that, we head to our fourth fight of the main card. The meme off, the Battle of the Legends, the BMF title fight. All the memes put in the Hall of Fame now. We have the battle between Chase Hooper versus Jordan Levitt. Very good fight. It was a short fight, but a good fight. They went to the ground pretty much immediately and had some of the most fun transitions you'll see. Eventually, Chase ended up on Jordan's back, and he locked in a rear naked choke and won. So yeah, very eventually. There's so much to recap from that fight that just go watch it. I can't recap every fucking move. Jordan landed a really nice elbow on Chase, but Chase fucking fought through it, man. And yeah, Chase is fucking, I'll talk about Chase first. 155 Chase Hooper is looking really good. He's looking like the dude that the UFC signed. He's looking like the dude that has a lot of potential. He's good. He is really fucking good. And I'm very excited to see him at 55, because it is the weight class. He's not worrying about the weight cut as much, and now he's just fighting. And he's looked great. He's first time he's has strong wins together in UFC. And Jordan Love's a pretty good win. And he's looking a lot better. I'm very excited to see how Chase keeps going in the UFC, because again, at lightweight, Chase could be a real problem. We didn't even see his striking, which I do think is a lot better at lightweight. So, I'm excited to see Chase at lightweight. It's his real weight class, and he's looking better and better. And he's only 24. Dude, this dude's been in the UFC for years now. Fucking years. Since he was 18. And now he's only 20, or since he was 20. 4 years in the UFC. Dude, he was on Contender Series when he was, 18? 19? When he was 18 years old. That's fucked. I am very interested to see him keep improving, because we've literally seen him grow up in the UFC, which is weird. But I'm excited to see how he keeps getting better. He has a lot of potential. Let's see how he does at lightweight. And then for Jordan Levitt, not much to say. It's Jordan Levitt. He's going to win some, he's going to lose some. Just another loss. He'll get back on track in the next fight, probably. Jordan Levitt, not very much to say. He's a really good fighter. You don't want to grapple with Chase Hooper, man. He's good. Really good. Now talk about who they should fight next for Chase Hooper. You have some good options. There's a fight on my mind I said after his lightweight debut, and I might say it again here, because I think it's a perfect matchmaking. Let me just look, see if there's anyone better. Where did I actually got Chase ranked? 73rd. The fight I love on paper, and it screams very interesting, is Claudio Perez. Claudio, a dude who just wants to grapple with you, known for his leg locks and all that. I think that's super interesting. Paddy Pimblett would be a great fucking fight for Chase. I wouldn't be shocked if they did that, but I love that Claudio Perez fight. Claudio coming off an embarrassing loss, been off for a year. All he can another grappler like Chase, even he had less striking than Chase. I love that fight. I've loved that fight since Chase has moved up to lightweight. I said that was the fight I needed to do for Chase when he moved up. So earlier this year, and I still stand by that. That's a great fight, perfect matchmaking. I hope they do it. So yeah. And then for Jordan Levitt, he always has some options. He can fight a bunch of people. We've been on live for we've gone down this lightweight page like 6 times now. Because everyone fucking on this lightweight just has so many fighters. Shit, I'm not sure who Jordan could fight. Maybe like Radzhabov is not a bad option at all. Gregor Gillespie, if he ever fucking comes back. I'm pretty sure he's retired by now. Jack Herbert. Yeah, anyway, and Christoph Giagos. Any fight for Jordan's a good one. I'm shocked really none of them stuck out, because Jordan always the dude who has good options, but not this time, so maybe someone will open up, but right now I don't see any good fights for Jordan, so whatever. Either way, pretty good fight for as short as it was, and who should they fight next? I love Chase Hooper versus Claudio Puelles, and I'm not sure who Jordan Levitt could fight. Hooper and Puelles just screams very entertaining, and I would love to see that fight. I think it'd be so good to book it. After that, we had to the co-main event of the evening. A fight that was shockingly kind of lame. It's not a bad fight, it was just kind of whatever. As we have Michael Morales versus Jake Matthews. For 15 minutes, Morales was pretty much the better fighter. He's one step ahead, landing the better shots, and he just did really good work. Yeah, that's simple. Like 30-27 from Morales is the right scorecard, and then because again he pretty much was just better for 15 minutes. All 3 rounds is pretty much rinse and repeat. They trade, Morales lands a better shot, and then yeah, over and over. It's not a bad fight, like I said. It's just kind of whatever. It's not really a barn burner. I'll talk about Michael Morales first. 4-0 now. Dude's really good. Morales is really good. He's really good at fighting calm and smart. He has a really good gas tank. He really didn't start sweating even until like late in the second. He never looked gassed in a fight. He didn't take much damage. He fought really smart. He never fought out of his fucking groove. He was fucking on his game. He fought and hit the way he wanted to fight the whole time, and he looked good. He looked really good. Another veteran, back-to-back fights against veterans, and he passed with flying colors against both. Like, he's really good. Like, he's only 24 years old, and he's already really good at fighting calm and smart. That's scary. That he's already really good at doing that, and he's 24. He has good power. His striking's good. His ground game is fine. He's looking like a problem. And if he keeps getting better, he could be a fucking issue in this division. And then for Jake Matthews, it's nothing new for him. Win, lose, win, lose, win, win, lose, 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 win, whatever. 12-7. He's just here. He's gonna keep fighting, win some, lose some. How's he only 29? Yeah, nothing for Jake. He put up a okay performance. Nothing more to say. Besides, who should they fight next? For Michael Morales, you got some good options. Like, I've seen after this fight he should finally get a ranked fight, but who? And he didn't have that great of a performance anyway. Like, who could he fight? Magny's booked. Holland I don't see. Chiesa I don't see. I don't know who he could fight. So, one more unranked fight ain't a bad idea. Gunnar Nelson would be a really entertaining one. I don't know if they actually do that fight though. Why is Randy Brown ranked so high? He's not good. You know what? I might say Zaleski. Imagine if he fucking got another upset. Dude. Bro. If he made another one of these prospects look beatable. Dude, that would be the most crackhead shit ever. I might say Zaleski. Like, it's Gunnar Nelson or Zaleski. And I'm leaning towards Zaleski. Dude, if he gave another prospect problems like he did Renat, bro, how good is this old man? I don't know, Zaleski or Gunnar, even Renat, if you want to go really crazy with it. But you could do a lot of options. I'm kind of leaning towards Zaleski just cause that, again, what if he did make him look beatable or did beat him? But, I don't know. I don't know if you want to do that. You could. I don't know if they're going to do that, though. So, yeah. And then for Jake Matthews, go back to the drawing board and go from there. Who could he fight? There's so many fucking options for him. Excuse me. I'm not really sure which one would be the best option. I don't mind that Phil Rowe fight could be pretty good. I think that Phil Rowe, that could be pretty decent, to be honest. Chaos Williams coming off a pretty bad performance, but I like that Phil Rowe fight. I think that could be pretty decent. Yeah, if you want to do that, fine. I'm not really sure who to go with in this fight, or who to go with for the fight ideas in this fight, because these two really didn't put on a great fight, and now with Morales not looking that great. Like, of course he looked good, he easily won, but he just looked kind of so, yeah, I don't know. No fight idea for either guy. As of right now, maybe I'll change my mind and think of something, but right now, I don't know. So, yeah, just another good win for Morales, but that's the nicest thing I could say about that fight. And now, for the main event of the evening, the Brendan Allen showcase, and he showed out kicking the shit out of Paul Craig the entire time. God, Brendan Allen's good. Yeah, he beat the shit out of Paul Craig and subbed him. Nothing to say. Brendan Allen's really good. I'll say right fucking now. He beats this guy. He beats this guy. He'd beat this guy. This guy. This guy. Kill this guy. All of these guys are under him. He's really good. The only guys who would give him a problem are Hamza and Rob, because they're Hamza and Rob. The rematch with Strickland would go differently. Brendan Allen's really fucking good. He's really hitting his prime at 27. He's in his bag now, and he is looking good. He's a problem, and we could be talking about him as a champion this time next year, or even fighting for the belt. He's that good. He's really talented. Yes, he's had a couple slip-ups in UFC. He's lost 2 times to Kurtz and Strickland. But those are off nights, and now he's really found his own since those fights. And he's fighting at his best. And I think we're really watching a future top 5 dude. He's really, really good, and I can't wait to see him keep climbing the rankings of the division, because he's good. He's really fucking good. This was just a layup for him. This is just a quick win. Get one more win before the year ends, and then we'll get your next fight ready. And I think there's one clear fight you do for him, and it would be really good, and it makes a lot of sense. Marvin Vettori. Like, who else could Brandon fight? You're not gonna have him fight Jack Hermanson. Now he just beat the shittier Jack Hermanson. Deladze is booked, I think. Costa won't even fucking fight. Jared's hurt for a year. Vettori, coming off a loss, he can't fight up. He's not gonna fight anyone that far. Ailin and Vettori is the perfect fight. That could be on a pay-per-view, or that could be a main event of a fight night. That fight, I said that fight should have happened after Ailin's last fight. So it's the perfect fight to do now. Ailin and Vittori, perfect. I know Alan's calling for, like, Hamza, Rob, whatever the fuck. You're not gonna get that. If he beats Vittori, you could start giving him a title shot. Or, bare minimum, he fights fucking Jared or Rob or some shit. So, I'm very excited to see who they match Brand up with. It's gonna be Vittori, I think. And how he looks. But, I'm excited. Brand Allen's really good. And he's legit. He's a legit problem. I don't give a fuck about Paul Craig. He sucks ass. He is so bad. It's kind of funny. No one cares who he fights next. Get him the fuck out to rankings, all I'll say. He's taking a... Why is he taking a ranking spot from guys who actually have talent like Caio, Pfeiffer, anyone? Get him the fuck out of rankings. He sucks. Boom. There's the recap. Finally, an hour and 20 minutes. I think this is a little shorter than my recap of 295. To go over how I did on picks, I went 10 of 14, 2 perfect 550. Yeah, I got 4 wrong. But what can you do? Pearce got caught. Alexander got clipped by a perfect shot. She didn't fight to the fucking 3rd round, and he just ain't very good. So, what can you do? Only getting 4 wrong out of 14 fights is very impressive, in my opinion. And a couple of them were like, fucking, this was an underdog pick, and this was a shot in the dark. So, yeah, not very much to say on that. The bonuses were 4 performance bonuses to Brendan Allen, Amanda Ribas, Joanderson, Brito, and Jeka, Saragih. Yeah, I agree. The 3 deserve it, no question. I would have gave this 5 of the night and then 2 performance bonuses here. If you want to give Allen a bonus, sure, why not? He beat up a can. Other than that, I don't know who else you can give a bonus to. Chase Hooper, if you're being really nice. You give Orolbai a bonus too, but he didn't look that great. He just wrestled, so. But yeah, Ribas, Brito, and Jeka. I'm happy they gave Jeka one. I thought he was gonna get fucked over, but no, he got one, which is respect. And yeah. And lastly, if you missed a card, what would I say you should rewatch? The whole main card. Well, actually, I rephrase that. I would say watch the Jeka fight. Watch the Brito fight, Orolbai, Amanda Ribas, Payton Talbot, Chase, maybe Morales, and watch Brandon Allen. So, pretty much the whole main card. You can skip this fight if you want. Watch this, and watch this. Completely skip all of this, and all of this. Especially this. You just take a nap if you want to put this fight on. So, yeah, I'd say we watch 8 fights. At most 8. Skip the rest, because only 8 of them were even a little bit worth watching. So, yeah. But, yeah, that's the card. Not the best card in the world. Definitely one of the worst cards of the year. Like, it's not gonna be, like, in the top 5 worst. Might not even be in the top 10 worst, but it'll be, like, 12th worst or some shit. It was not a very great card. Like, and to be honest, I think the thing really hurt was having 14 fights and having so many duds. If you cut off 6 fights, let's be real. Let's say you just cut off Estevam and Parkin, and you have 12 fights. That makes it better. Shorter. If you cut off Estevam, Parkin, and Duncan, that makes it better. So, like, you need all of this because this is actually good. You need this because it was good. You could really throw away all of this and all of this if you wanted to. So, I don't know, the main card really saved us from being a dud. And, yeah. It was a fine card. Some moments and some forgettable moments. So, yeah, not very much more to say. It was a fight night, and now we go into a break, which is understandable. Thanksgiving weekend kind of fucked up to make them work on Thanksgiving weekend and all that. So yeah, and with it being Thanksgiving, it'll make it less lame having no fights. So let's just enjoy Thanksgiving and get back on the horse for the last 3 cards of the year. So yeah. Now, of course, the next time you'll hear me is a breakdown in 2 weeks on Friday, December 1st, actually, for UFC Fight Night Austin, Texas, between Arman Tsarukyan and Beneil Dariush. That card's fucking fantastic, so can't wait for that card. But yeah, besides that, and then of course I'll recap it the following Sunday, so, or the day after. So yeah, not very much more to say. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope I did not ramble too much. Hope I gave good recaps. Well, I kind of feel weird after this. I feel like I didn't give the greatest recaps, but whatever. It's a weird. I doubt people give a fuck about this card anyways. So whatever. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, subscribe. 50 subs goal by the end of the year. Tell me anything you want down in the comments below. What you saw the card, how you did on picks, anything. I don't give a fuck. Tell me whatever you want. And unless we're getting to say something, which I'm pretty sure I'm not, as always, RX out. Go all in on Ailin.